Good afternoon and welcome to Sports Talk right here on the family station, Love 101 FM. The name is Kathya Davis. Guys, it is, listen, the excitement that I have for the show today. But before I just say that, before I say anything else, India, world T20 champions. So congratulations to the Indian side, and I'll tell you more about the score. The match literally, as I was about to start, the match literally just ended, and this final gave us literally everything that we would have wanted in a T20 final, and I'm so excited. A lot of persons, I know a lot of my friends are tuning because they want to hear what I have to say about last night. Yes, people, I was at the stadium last night, and yes, I'm going to talk about the 977. I'm going to talk about the 1086. Yes, I'm gonna talk about everything. I'm stacked and ready to go. But track and field will come up in the last segment of this show because we have other things to talk about. Copa America going on, Euros going on, big sides that get kicked out. I mean, sports is sporting, and we are just under a month away from the beginning of the Olympics in Paris, and we'll talk about some of the performances we've seen, both from an American standpoint and a Jamaican standpoint, and those who didn't make it and are looking to make it, and just tune in until 2 o'clock. Just give me until 2 o'clock. I promise you, if you have anything else to do, you want to stop to hear what I have to say, because it's going to be a hot show. All right, so we're going to do this. Let's go. All right, so we kick things off. The just concluded ICC T20 World Cup happening, which was hosted by the Caribbean and the USA. India won by 7 runs. Scores in the match: India won 76 for 7 of their 20 overs, and in reply, South Africa won 69 for 8. It means India has won their first, well, not the first ICC, but this is I think it's a few years since they've won their last ICC title. This is South Africa's first time in the final for the ICC T20 World Cup, and I think they played well. I just think that the Indian experience really came out in this game. It has been just a fantastic game. I've been on track with the match because I'm here trying to get to work, trying to watch the match. I'm standing over Kareem as the match is going on, because the match is ending and I'm coming down here, and it's just pure excitement. But people, I have to say a shout out, kudos to Virat Kohli. Now, Kohli, before today's game, I believe he averaged 8 runs. 8 runs, But today, when Virat knew that the Indian side was gonna need him, man made 76 from 59, which I think proves very vital for the Indians today, as they lost wickets very early. I mean, they lost Rohit Sharma. So it was 1 for 23 of 1.4 overs. Then it was 2 for 23 when Rishad Pant, he went out at, so it was 2 for 23 of 1.6 overs. And so Coley knew that today was going to be the day. And I tell people, do not bet against a champion. And Coley, yes, he has not performed, and there were talks to say, should India drop Kohli? Is he needy? But he knew, I mean, for the rest of the, or for the most of the other games India played, because India, they would have gone unbeaten in this T20 World Cup. England, themselves and England would have played in a match that would have been abandoned, so that would have been a no result. So India finishes the T20 World Cup unbeaten, right? South Africa, this would have been their first loss in the T20 World Cup. I know a lot of West Indians were betting, well, not betting, but they were on the side of India because South Africa pretty much put West Indies out of the competition. West Indies, they did not qualify for the finals, obviously. They dropped out. They would have lost to South Africa last Saturday. We would have talked about the match last Saturday. West Indies, yes, unfortunately lost the match. They didn't do as well, and we saw, the different personals coming to talk. Rovman, coming and saying that, he was happy for the support that the West Indies team was provided with, and obviously West Indies cricket is on the rise again, and I'm in agreement to the support that the ICC got for this T20 World Cup. I think cricket is on the rise in the Western Hemisphere again, and to see, I mean, in terms of the USA, how much support was received. Oh, okay, good. How much support was received throughout those games. All in all, I think Alexia and I discussed this last week. All in all, we can say that the tournament was a success. Yes, it had its ups and downs in terms of the pitches and, the sometimes unpredictability of the matches. However, it still turned out to be just a fantastic tournament. And, hats off to the Indians. They really came in with, I would say, as one of the favorites. I think when I looked on all the predictions that was made, India was definitely in the top 4 of every single one of the cricket analysts out there. And to see them come to perform like this, they had a little wobble today, and I thought, maybe today was going to be the bad day that India had a bad day, but turns out, they won their match. They won the match when they win the title. And I mean, let's see what the bowling figures were for the Indians. All right. So let's see the scoreboard. So Quinton de Kock, this is South Africa, 39, and Carlson, he top scored for South Africa with 52. David Miller went out, and what was happening was India took wickets at very crucial moments in this match. When they got Quinton de Kock out, it was a very important time, as well as when David Miller went out just at the back end of the innings, because they knew how dangerous David Miller can be. So to see India kind of hold their head, I know sometimes when I was listening to the pre-commentary this morning, one of the things that was said was sometimes India gets complacent with their performance, but today they really showed. They bowled well, they batted well for the most part. Obviously Virat being the highlight, and they fielded well. They fielded well as well. Hardik Pandya, he took 3 wickets, 3 overs for 20 runs, leading the way with support from Arshdeep Singh as well as Bumrah, and of course Axar Patel also took a wicket. So all in all, it was a good performance by the Indians, and well done to them for winning the World Cup. Let me hear your thoughts though. Right. Right. So you can share with me your thoughts. 997-3125. What do you think? Are you happy that India has won? I know some of us, even though we're West Indian fans, we also like the type of cricket India plays, and obviously because India does have IPL and a lot of our players playing IPL. We like to see when India do well. And I definitely like, if anybody knows me, they know that I am a Virat Kohli fan from Royal Challengers Bangalore days when Kohli and Chris Gale used to open for RCB. I've been a fan of Virat since then. I'm still a fan of Virat, and I'm so happy today as a fan that he is the man that stood up tall. Or in terms of batting for India, I think his innings proved crucial to India winning, because when India started to bat, I was like, geez. I was watching and I'm like, India's gonna crumble today, and but Kohli, he kind of took his time, and his 76, really proved vital to India winning. So congratulations to India. I mean, the T20 World Cup has now come to an end, and as I was saying before, it has been a fantastic tournament. I thoroughly enjoyed all the matches. I thoroughly enjoyed watching Afghanistan play. Them making the semifinals, their first semifinals in any tournament, was just fantastic. And yes, a disappointment for the West Indies. Yes, in terms of South Africa, India, England making the semifinals, and I don't think. I think, well, South Africa really obliterated Afghanistan in the semifinals. And I don't think it's a matter of complacency. I just think that today, India were the better side. They batted well, they bowled well, and they fielded well, and they've reaped the results of that. I think the game was very close, because at one point South Africa, they needed 37 runs off 37 balls, but India, with their very compact bowling, on inline bowling, got to won this match by 7 runs, which is a pretty close match, because in the last over, South Africa needed 16 from 6 balls, and that in any T20 match, that is a gettable. That's like gettable. Like, people can get that score. Easy, cheesy. But that's it. ICC T20 World Cup is over, and we look forward to the next tournament that will come up. Obviously, the next thing that we look forward to as cricket fans will be the CPL, even though there will be no Jamaica Tallawahs franchise, but our Jamaican players still will be a part of the different franchises across the Caribbean. So we look forward to that. And CPL, I believe it starts in August. So I think just right after the Olympics, then we have CPL. So for sports fans, you guys have definitely everything to look forward to. We're gonna go for a break, and when we come back, we're gonna be talking about some football. And of course, as I said, stay with me for the final segment of this, or the last half an hour of this show, where we'll be talking about track and field. You don't want to miss what I have to say as it relates to the national trials, especially what happened at the stadium last night. We'll be right back here on Sports Talk.
Sure, this fan now help with the heat at all, Well, sis, we could put in some AC and cool on the place now. You hear some wind the latter? AC Energy have a new smart energy loan. Each contributing homeowner can borrow up to $1.5 million to set up energy saving systems. Why? That means you can buy the AC now? It means that you can use a loan to set up a solar panel, a windmill, or whatever. Then you can power the AC and cut down from the light bill. Oh, I say, cool.
Find out how you can get your smart energy loan at any NHD branch or at nhd.gov.jn.
Ready to experience 6 times more freshness in your clothes? Try Downy Scent Beads. Its fragrance is so amazing, you have to sniff it to believe it. Try Downy Scent Beads today. 6 times more freshness versus using detergent alone.
Enjoy yummy for the summertime. Win big for the back to school. It's the Yummy Summer Back to School promotion. Purchase one each of these yummy products: yummy cheese bread, cornbread, jamboree, and 5-ounce buns. Write your name, address, and contact number on the back of your receipt and mail with the empty packages. Send in with your Yummy salesman or drop off at your nearest Yummy agency or entry box in participating supermarkets. Enter today and win your share of over 1.4 million in cash and prizes. Win big for the back to school. Follow us at Yummy Bakery JA for more details. Authorized under Section 58 of the Betting, Gaming, and Lotteries Act. Everybody needs a helping hand, somebody to understand. In the end, we're all human. People living with HIV, no discrimination. Here to support them through. Respect you as usual. Got to protect them too. Protect, accept, and respect people living with HIV. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Welcome back to Sports Talk right here on the family station, Love 101 FM. The name is Kathya. All right, so we're just talking about, if you missed it, India are the champions, ICC World T20 champions. Yes. So, all right, so we're skipping over to football. We know that, Copa America took place and Jamaica participated, or I should have said participated. I mean, their last game is coming up, but it becomes insignificant because really and truly Jamaica they've already been eliminated from the competition. So I'm just gonna talk about the game last week in like a few. We played well against Mexico. We just couldn't find the bad. We just couldn't create enough chances to score goals. And then it just got like when Mexico scored, you could see like the players are really trying to rally themselves. I must give them that. But it was a tough game and there were chances that we did miss. It was just an off day for scoring. And that has been my concern for this Reggae Boys team. Overall, I just don't think that they score freely. Like, Shaman Nicholson missing, Mikel Antonio. There were just so many misses. Demarai Gray kind of just, kind of looked a little, out of it. I didn't really see him until the second half. Damian Lowe, he was out because he had a card suspension. And it just kind of went downhill for us. And so right now, our next game, before I talk about the Ecuador match, because I have some thoughts on that, our next game is going to be tomorrow. We play 7 o'clock, we play Venezuela. Of course, again, this match is just a game right now because we've already been eliminated. But let's see how best we can close out the Copa America championships. And we actually scored our first goal in the last game in Copa America. But the Ecuador match, we played as a team. I think we played better. In the Ecuador match, we were just unfortunate by some bad referee calls. A penalty was given against us that I don't think I think the call was harsh. But where I kind of got a little upset was, if you could say identical play happened in our box and the penalty was not called against the Ecuador player. And I think when that play happened, I think the boys were a little bit rattled. think after that they kind of lost focus for the rest of the match. It just got very choppy in between. You see them trying to still push the fight back, but when Ecuador was 2-1, when Ecuador went 2-1 up, right? Well, Ecuador scored 2 and then we scored 1, right? When we scored back and then we didn't get a penalty call, you could definitely see them, the boys kind of getting a little irritated, so on and so forth. It was just a match that a lot of calls were made against Jamaica. And that can be frustrating for players. And as much as you want to be like the consummate professional and all of that, it's very hard to keep focused when it's very hard to keep your cool. It's just very hard when it is that calls are being made against you. And I still think as a whole, I just don't know. There were points that we looked good in that Ecuador match, and then there were just points that we just looked all over the place. And I was like, I'm not sure what is like the missing factor. I don't want nobody to tell me say a certain person is the missing factor, because they're definitely not. But yeah, it wasn't like the worst performance. Definitely, I think in the first game, Mexico game, that has probably been, other than the draws that we've played with Mexico, playing wise, I think would have been one of our best games against Mexico. The Ecuador match, we kind of started well, was unfortunate to get a penalty call against us. Unfortunate for the other player, and we played well. We also hoped, in a chance of maybe trying to get through to the next round, hoped that Mexico would have beaten Venezuela, but that didn't quite go so, because Venezuela, they defeated Mexico 1-0. And so as it stands going into the game tomorrow, Venezuela, they lead the standings on 6 points from 2 games. Well, all the teams have already played 2 games now. Ecuador, they're in second on 3 points. Venezuela, they're in third. They're also on 3 points, but Ecuador has a better goal difference because they defeated Jamaica 3-1. And Jamaica yet to have a point, 1 goal for 3 goals against. Sorry, 1 goal for 4 goals against. And so, let's see. I mean, Ecuador has played well. So Mexico could be going out of the competition with us. So that would be interesting if Mexico exits the Copa America this early. But also the Mexico squad, they're in, I would call it rebuilding. I think they're trying to rebuild towards the FIFA World Cup in 2026, which they are one of the hosts alongside USA and Canada. So they don't have to worry about World Cup qualification, because as a host, they are automatically a part of the World Cup. So that would be interesting how Mexico kind of rebuild their team to get back to this side. And of course, Ecuador, Venezuela, they're a part of the South American qualifiers. So that would be that should be interesting. Yeah, people, let's be honest, who be watching? I'm gonna ask a question. Who has been watching the European Championships? I mean, I follow it. I have not gotten. There's so many other things. There was cricket going on, and trials started, and just so many other things. And I think Euros, and then Copa America. I think Euros kind of got a little pushed on the back burner. In any case, we can talk about some of the games. Italy on the brink of going home. It's wild. It's the wild west over there. It's the wild west over there in Europe. So let's look at the standings in the different groups. Let's do that. So, because I think the knockout stage actually began. So let me go to that. All right, let's look at how the groups ended, and then we'll go to the games in the knockout stage. Yeah, I think I want to do that first. All right, so in Group A, Germany and Switzerland, they would have gone through. Germany ending that group on 7 points. Switzerland, they finished second on 5 points. That means Hungary and Scotland, they exited in the group stage. Then Spain and Italy, Spain topped Group B on 9 points, maximum 9 points. Italy, they finished second with 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss on 4 points. Croatia, Albania, they were eliminated. Then you had the Group C of England, Denmark, Slovenia, and Serbia. Both England, they topped that group, which I think is probably the lowest scoring group of the Euro. They ended that with 1 win, 2 draws, ended with 5 points. Denmark, Slovenia, they ended on 3 points each, but were both able to go through based on Slovenia's third place record. Then you had Austria, France, Netherlands, Poland. Poland was eliminated from that group. Austria, they topped that group. Yes, Austria topped that group with 6 points. France, they finished second with 5 points. And Netherlands, they finished as one of the better third place teams. So they go through on 4 points. Then they had Romania, Belgium, Slovakia, Ukraine. Ukraine was the only one eliminated from that group. However, Group E, all 4 teams finished on 4 points. Right? They all had 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss. 4 points. It's a game. It's a group that really came down to goal difference. That's pretty much what it is. Goal difference. Then you had Group F with Portugal, Turkey, Georgia, and Czech Republic. Portugal, Turkey, they finished first and second. Georgia finished third on 4 points. Portugal, Turkey, they finished on the same points, with Turkey and with Portugal rather having the same, a better goal difference. Then you had Netherlands. So the third, as I said, the third place teams that would have qualified would have been Netherlands, Georgia, Slovakia, and Slovenia. All right. So then I think you got to know the knockout, right? So now it's at the knockout stage of the Euros. This morning, Italy is gone home. I thought that, no, I'm just realizing. Okay, so Switzerland defeated Italy 2-0, so they have exited the Euros. Then coming up at the top of the hour, 2:00 Jamaica time, Germany will take on Denmark, and then tomorrow, England will play Slovakia, and Spain will play Georgia. And of course, we'll have more updates on the Euros on the next weekend show. Right. So that's what's happening. Italy has been eliminated from Euros. Yeah, interesting days ahead for these competitions. But I'm gonna give Euros some more attention now that the cricket is out of the way. But as I said, stick with us. I'm gonna go for another break right here on Sports Talk. When we come back, it will be track and field until 2:00, and you would want to stick around. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think of the Jamaican performances last night at the stadium, whether you were there or not? What do you think of the performances last night in the 100 meters from juniors to seniors? Send me a message at 997-876-997-3125. Send me a message on WhatsApp. Let me know what you think. We're going to be right back right here on Sports Talk.
In smart TV, with some bars that they get them away. Samsung Galaxy smartphone, S24, S24, just kick and price when I get money for splash. And I eat in a big money cash.
Get trivia prices of data and credit. Switch to Flow or activate any unlimited prepaid plan. Or pay a yard and road bill on time and in full for chances to win.
Conditions apply.
Valkyries.
Imagine getting home after a long day and it smells so amazing that it makes you smile. Try Febreze Plugs, an air freshener that delivers continuous scent for up to 50 days when you plug it in low mode. Indulge in wonderful scents for weeks with Febreze. La 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 la. My Mega
With so much to do in one location, make Mega Mart your one-stop shop. Pick up your groceries and houseware needs, grab a bite and pay some bills, fill your prescriptions and see the beauty products in our pharmacy, all in one amazing location. My Mega Mart, the best value by far.
As a man living with HIV, a regular day from me, not much different from yours. I have to wake up and go to people and work in the traffic, but then when we reach, we can run some joke in the co-work of them. Sometimes we link up after work, or play ball, or just dip on my ends and kick back before we go home. You see how much we have in common? People living with HIV are a part of our community. Make a par. Protect, accept, and respect. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Don't let freshness ditch you when you need it the most. Wash your clothes with Downy Softener to keep dazzling everyone around you from day to night. Try Downy Softener now.
Welcome back to Sports Talk right here on the family station. Right. Love 101 FM. Now, people, unless you've been under a rock, the J3A's National, Junior, and Senior Championships have been on at the National Stadium since Thursday. Now, for the seniors, they are looking to qualify for the Olympics in Paris. For the juniors, they're looking to qualify for the Under-20 Championships in Lima, Peru, which happens at the end of August. And coming into these championships, I know a lot of persons had doubts of how our athletes look. They weren't really running in fast times. The people were worried. I want to say I was a bit concerned, not worried. I was concerned. But I was saying to a friend earlier this week that there are few people, human beings, that I trust. And one of those human beings, as controversial as he is outside of, regular beings, Stephen Francis, if the man says so, if he says his athlete is going to do something, yeah, man, just be prepared that the athlete is going to do something. And didn't we see that last night? Okay? And joining me to talk about it is my friend and somebody who we discuss sports a lot. Dane, are you there?
I am here, Kathya.
Oh, fantastic.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, man, I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Okay. All right. Let me see, because Caroline has some... Caroline... all right. Let me see if I can see what Caroline is saying. She says her Rochelle Malik James King epic 400 meter hurdle performances, 100 meter men and women, side eye fireworks, under 20s and seniors. I wasn't concerned. New Frano had a lot up his sleeves. He is the GOAT. Boy, Caroline, I don't think a lot of people are disagreeing with you this afternoon. But yeah, Dane, let's start from the beginning. And that would be the hurdles. Yes?
We can start there. We can start there.
Let's start from the hurdles, because let's hear, because I know we had a FIFA Day and I talk about track and field a lot. And so and so
so where do you want to begin? Do you want to begin the men or the women?
All right, let's start with the all right, let's start with the men, because let's talk about in terms of, because we saw a 35-year-old, 36.
I think he's 37. But don't quote me.
Yeah, so he's not young
senior when it comes to track and field.
Correct, and he was able to make the finals. But the performance of Malik James King is
amazing. I mean, we can start by saying that Roxroy Keita was one of the only three Jamaicans who made the qualifying time before coming into the World Championships this year. It was him, Malik James King, and of course Rashawn Clark.
Correct.
So we were looking to see if those three would hold true, or if we can call him veteran now, Jail Hyde, would find a way, as he often does.
Man is going to his third Olympics. I can't believe it.
Out of lane 8, Jail Hyde found a way to put himself on the podium. A brilliant run from him, again out of lane 8. I think that was amazing. The favorite for the event, the favorite in the region, I guess, Rashawn Clark, really was talking big before the trial, saying he feels amazing, he feels ready, he feels like a superstar going into the finals. Supercharged, I think, is the words he used. But when he hit the eighth hurdle in that final, and I looked at him clear that hurdle, I said to myself, he's gonna be beat. I was shocked. And these are words that are shocking to come out of my mouth. I could not expect to say something like that. But I saw Malik James King change a gear somewhere and found, if it's not fifth gear, must be a sixth gear, and take himself ahead of Rashawn Clark in what must have been the surprise of the night.
It must have
what we thought would have been.
We thought, right? Because I mean,
it couldn't have gotten any better than that, could it? But Malik James King, with a brilliant sub 48-second run, put himself on the map.
47-42, becoming the second fastest Jamaican over the distance, just behind Rashawn Clark himself, who has the national record. I mean,
and think of how last year we thought of the then national record was unbreakable.
Yeah.
And look, now we have two Jamaicans going over that record.
Yeah, going below that record. And I mean, I think Malik James King coming off that last hurdle, I'm like, is this man in 100-meter race? Because his top end speed off that final hurdle as like, wow. I'm like, where do you? I'm like, bro, you're running a 400-meter. Where do you find all of that energy coming off the last hurdle? People are normally struggling.
You're running a 400-meter hurdle. You had the 400, and you still had to clear it. By that time, you had to clear 7 or 8
hurdles before that one.
Yeah. Come over. It was amazing.
But
I want to spare a thought for his track club, Titan Track Club, at the start of this year, at the start of season, which would have been September, October, when they went back to training. That track club split.
Right.
It was Gregory Linford and Michael Frater that were leading that track club, and it was the home of Bernard Williams, Johan Blake, Akeem Blake, etc. And that track club took a big split when the coaches decided to go their separate ways. Michael Frater took the majority of the stars from that track club, and I think it was only Asini Wilson and Malik James King as known names that stayed with Titans Track Club. And the work Malik James King put in this year has certainly paid off and given dividends to Gregory Little, who is an excellent coach, who has been doing the work behind the scenes as an assistant coach with racers and other programs for years. to now show that he can do it on the big stage himself. Big kudos to him.
Definitely. All right, so we're moving on because, and just, Jahil finding his way on that plane to Paris. Nobody had Jahil on the plane. He's on the plane, people. Moving on, next race. Rochelle Clayton, the women's 400-meter hurdles, because we knew that Rochelle was in fantastic form. But for her to run the time she 52? Ran 52?
Yeah. That's the second fastest time by a Jamaican ever. Only Millie Walker has run faster.
Listen, man.
And I feel like every time Rochelle Clayton steps on the track, she gets faster. So I think with a Sydney McLaughlin and with a Femke Ball to chase down, she could very well break that national record.
Definitely.
Olympics in Paris.
Definitely. And
the 400-meter hurdles for women is a race that has come down to 4 women for the last few years: Cheyenne Salmon, Genevieve Russell, Anjanette Knight,
and Rochelle
Clayton. And they separated themselves again. They were in lanes 4, 5, 6, and 7 in last night, and they separated themselves again. And it's always unfortunate because all 4 of them are quality athletes.
And somebody.
It's only 3 spaces. 2 years ago, Anjanette Knight, who was the favorite, fell and wasn't able to make the team. And Cheyenne Salmon went with Russell and Clayton. Last year, Anjanette Knight was a woman on a mission and made sure that she made the team, and Cheyenne Salmon was out. This year, Anjanette Knight failed in the home stretch. And Salmon and Russell are able to go in. Yeah.
So I mean, I feel it for Anjanette Knight. I think she did. I mean, it's
rough. It's
rough because
4 into 3. 4 into 3 is always gonna leave one, and that's the problem.
There's no way we can carry all 4 of them. Well, unless it becomes like a world championship and one of them win Diamond League and they will get the other 3.
Or something. Yeah.
I think that's the only way we're gonna get all 4 of them. But let's see.
Maybe they'll win the Diamond League this year because Rochelle Clayton is doing well on the Diamond League.
So maybe next year we'll have the 4 of them. But I think either 3, whether it was Clayton, Russell, Salmon, or Russell.
As far as I'm concerned, whichever 3 of the 4 goes, they are a medal contender.
Yeah.
For that 3rd medal, that's really the one that everybody's putting down, because the first 2 medals are.
Yeah, we know unless something drastically happens.
Unless there's an accident or something.
We don't
you really have to put those 2 in a different stratosphere.
It's really Sydney against the world record. Femke against
Femke trying to catch Sydney.
And then everybody else.
And then everybody else running for the bronze medal. That the rest of the world is fighting.
Yeah, definitely.
And that has been Rochelle Clayton's spot. Let's see what happens.
With
Shamir Little and some of the other Americans, and see where that's gonna fall.
But right now, Rochelle is holding up her hand to say me miss. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's right. She's ready.
Right.
Also, I'm hearing that Anjanette Knight is gonna be turning up for the 400 meters later today.
I don't have a problem with that.
So it seems to me that Jenny Russell is also turning up for that. I think she wants a position.
She wants a position on the 4x4 team, and I think that I have a lot of thoughts on that. Maybe we can discuss that after the trials have ended, as to how I think the US has conquered 4x4 by using their hurdlers and other persons who don't necessarily have to run the 400 meters at their trials. But we'll talk about that another time. We're gonna go for a break. Then stay with us. We're gonna go for a break, people. Yeah. We've only started the hurdles, all right? We're coming to the sprints. Be patient with us. We're going to go for a break. We'll be right back right here on Sports Talk on the Family Station of 101 FM.
Ready to experience 6 times more freshness in your clothes? Try Downy Scent Beads. Its fragrance is so amazing, you'll have to sniff it to believe it. Try Downy Scent Beads today. 6 times more freshness versus using detergent alone.
The report is out.
What report?
The Constitutional Reform Committee's report of recommendations
Recommendations on what?
on how we move from a monarchy to a republic, of course.
So what's in it?
The creation of the office of president and changes to our parliament. Yes, man. It also includes a new qualification for membership in parliament. I know you want to see that one.
Read the full report at roadtorepublic.mlca.gov.jm.
We are on the road to republic. Sure, this fan might help with the heat at all, you know. Well, sis, we could put in some AC and cool on the place now. You hear some window latter? You know, yes, Energy have a new smart energy loan. Each contributing homeowner can borrow up to $1.5 million to set up energy saving systems. Well, lie. That means you can buy the AC now? It means that you can use the loan to set up a solar panel, a windmill, or whatever. Then you can power the AC and cut down on the light bill. Oh, I say, cool.
Find out how you can get your smart energy loan at any NHD branch or at nhd.gov.jm.
Don't let freshness ditch you when you need it the most. Wash your clothes with Downy Softener to keep dazzling everyone around you from day to night. Try Downy Softener now.
Welcome back to Sports Talk right here on the family station, Love 101 FM. We are in discussion. On the line with me is Dane Brown. And of course, we're in discussion about the National Junior Senior Trials that's happening, championships that's happening at the National Stadium. It goes until tomorrow. But last night, yeah, was a fantastic time. And we just spoke about the 400-meter hurdles. And now we are about to move into what happened in the 100 meters. Let's start first, Dane, still here? Yes.
Yeah, man.
Great. Let's start with, because we only have 12 minutes.
Yeah.
We're going to start. Let's just start with the juniors. Let's just do the finals, because then we can rally back to the semifinals for some of the persons. But let's start with the juniors finals. Tiana Lee Terry Long. Because
let me tell you, I am happy for her this year. She had a less than stellar champs. Even though she did exceptionally well at champs this year, you could tell that she felt like there was something missing. There was something that she was chasing that she couldn't quite put her finger on. And I think what she was chasing was the 11-1-3, Veronica Campbell's iconic 11-1-3. And I think last night she was able to do that in the finals. Facing what must have been her two biggest competitors, who this year have turned up out of nowhere. Terry Long has, for the last 3-4 years, had champs to herself. Except for the year that she was injured, she had champs to herself. Nobody was worried about whether she could win or she could. It was more about how much she would win by.
Right.
And this year, Shania Douglas and
Sabrina
Dockery stood up and said, Tiana, you will not have it your way any longer. You are going to have to push to the line to get a victory from us.
Yeah.
And Sabrina Dockery went through so much this year with multiple false starts at champs. And I think even at Kathya Games, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she did.
She had issues with false starts.
She did.
And she came back last night looking superb, spectacular. But the top end speed of Shania Douglas denied
by 1/100th of a second, by the way. That second place.
Say that again?
By 1/100th of a second. Denied her that second place. 1/100th of a second.
Douglas came back from nowhere. She was almost mid-pack when she stepped up and pushed herself beyond Sabrina Dockery to get that second place and that second spot on the plane to Peru.
Yeah. So
I assume Dockery is gonna go over the 200, and I think she should be able to do the damage there to get herself a individual
spot because
play.
obviously she's on the team for the
for the relay.
For the relay. All right, quickly.
Yeah.
Because man.
So
Gary Card 10-07, fantastic. I said last night when Gary Card left those blocks last night, that was Gary's. That was Gary's. That was Gary's. Go ahead.
Do you remember Asafa Powell's legendary starts?
Yeah.
You know who coached Asafa Powell?
You mean
to those legendary starts?
You mean Stephen Francis?
Then you know who coached Gary Card. He has been working out with MVP all year this year.
Mm-hmm.
And he is so confident in himself. He's actually entered in the senior men's 200 this morning.
Yeah.
And he's already made his way to the semi-final round.
Yeah. I mean, Gary running 10-07.
This is a 17-year-old boy.
Yeah. 17.
He has 2 more years at champs if he wants to.
Correct.
That's how young he is. And he is doing, and he defeated DeAndre Daly of all people in that finals, who
has been running fantastic.
He's always been the groomsman and for the groom for these events. But I have so much respect for DeAndre Daly coming back
from injury.
Difficult season this year.
Mm-hmm.
Plagued with injuries, and he came back to book his space on the team.
Yeah.
And give a shout out for the Class 2 champion.
Nyron Wade. Youngest in the field. I mean, Nyron is 16 and he's running 10.33. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do we stop producing stars? Do we? When does a factory turn off?
The world thought that we stopped producing stars, but our seniors answered them emphatically last night.
Yeah.
I don't even know which race to talk about first.
All right,
I think we should take the women's first.
No, definitely. We're definitely. We have to.
Run away from us, so.
We have to take the women's first because I am still mentally at the stadium, still in my seat at the grandstand where I was for about 20 minutes after the race last night. But
waiting for Kishane Thompson to come back.
Because I'm just waiting on Kishane Thompson to return. But before we go there, Sharika Jackson 1084, Tina Clayton 1090, Shelly and Fraser Price 1094. But before we go to that, my heart really goes out to Kemba Nelson, who I knew was on track to do something special. And
did you see Kemba start in the semifinals? Kemba was beside Shelly.
Yeah.
In that semis, she was up and out.
Yeah. But let's
and in the finals, she had a stumble at about her 4th or 5th step.
Yeah.
That was really bad. She almost fell flat on her face, and that was how the rest of the field was able to catch up with her.
Yeah.
Shelly, Kemba, and Tia Clayton were out like bullets out of the gun.
Out of the gun. But
and the 3 of them were out and going, ready to be on top of that podium.
Yeah.
And it was a stumble that caused Kemba to step back. She ended up finishing 5th. I'm hoping that will be enough to put her on the plane and give her a spot in the relay pool.
I mean, it should be.
Jamaica.
It should be because the only other person is Shashali Forbes. So I'm hoping
Shashali Forbes.
I'm hoping that good sense will prevail.
Earlier this year,
J3
and was able to come through for 4th. And then we look at the veteran, Miss 5-time Olympian Shelly and Fraser Price, stepping up and saying, "No plane is leaving me. I am going to Paris."
We will, but let me hear what Cherry from Spanish Town says. My take on it, and this is the women's race. My take on it is the guard has changed, and I'm very happy Mommy Rocket is going to her 5th Olympic. What a legacy! It would be wonderful for all three ladies to be in the finals for the Olympics. Great job, ladies. They perform their best when they are prepared to. Kudos to our men. Jamaica sprinting is up. Yes, Kyle. Yes, Cherry. Definitely, there's a high possibility that these 3 ladies will make it to that. I'm not putting it past them because 2 persons is trained by and then you have Shelly that you cannot count out as champion warrior of it all. But last night,
when you look at it, every year since 2008, Stephen Francis has managed to put a star in that finals.
Yep.
in the 100-meter finals. And I think this year he's going to put 2.
He is
But
going to.
let's go to the men because original time.
Yeah. Let's go to the. I was just about to say that because I don't even know. Let me tell you, my thoughts are still coming together because
About last night.
Kishane Thompson said to Coach Francis, I only ran 60 meters as you instructed. What does he mean by that? Is he... What does Kishane mean by that?
If you run 9.77 seconds, which only 9 other men have run in the history of the world, and you only run 60 meters, that is insane.
The man saying only run. Coach I instructed that only ran 60 meters, and I'm like, bro.
The Wayne Extall, the track and field analyst, had said that the news of her demise has been greatly exaggerated, and I think it's perfectly correct. Ricardo Chambers, another veteran track and field analyst, also said that this was probably the best expression of sprinting that we've seen on Jamaican soil in a long time.
Listen, Dave.
People had Oblique Seville as the standard bearer for Jamaica going forward. In yesterday morning, Stephen Francis was on radio, was on video saying that people are coming to the stadium to see Oblique and Kishane. He knew that what was going to happen was going to be something special. I have to give kudos to our veteran coaches, Glenn Mills, Oblique Seville, even Maurice Wilson, who have stood up time and time again and put people on the plane to represent Jamaica. These guys are doing amazing.
A fantastic job.
Spare a thought for Akeem Blake,
who also
put himself on that plane after a rough start.
And of course we know Akeem was a part of that same Titans group. He's a part of the other side of the Titans.
Yeah, he's a
dynamic speed track. I mean, and I know Akeem has had a rough season so far mentally. They said he was just not in the game and him just not feeling it. But to see him book his ticket 992 last night, Oblique Seville 982, but Kishane Thompson 977. People, if you look at this, I don't know, because what do I say? I thought about what I was gonna say on the show today, right? And I was writing down a little thing because I'm gonna say something, but then Kishane goes,
it's greatness. It's greatness.
I only ran 60 meters as he instructed, and I'm like, bro, let me just rip up this script.
I also want to shout out the newest member of Jamaica's Sub 10 club, Brian Levelle.
Yes,
Brian Levelle was at Boys Champs 2 years ago, fighting with Sanjay Davis and Bawaji and Kumi and DeAndre Daly. And look at him now. He's trained by Shaniki Osborne. That's the name of the coach who used to train Papine High, to train Candice McLeod, the 400-meter hurdler, to train Elaine Thompson here last year, and she is stepping out now with her own Optimum Performance Track Club, and Brian Levelle is now the face of that track club.
998.
He's done amazingly well.
That's good.
He came fourth at the trials last night, so he should be on the plane for the relay as well. Amazing. He was a part of the World Relays team, and he's shown that he has earned his spot, and he is definitely one for the future in Jamaica. I also want to shout out some of the young stars. Sachin Dennis ran 10:04. Sanjay Davis ran 10 seconds flat yesterday. These are big times by big Jamaicans who are still young, and when we say the changing of the guard is coming, it is coming. We are going
the changing of the guard is here, people. This is the changing of the guard for the men. We spent a lot of time the last few years trying to figure out how we're going to recover from the post-Bolt era. It is here now. This is it. They have shown that they are coming to take it and take over. Okay? That's all the time we have on Sports Talk today.
And the trials isn't over. We have 2 more days.
2 more days, which we will talk about next week because we're out of time. But that's that's all the time we have on Sports Talk. Dane, thank you so much for joining us.
No
I'm
problem.
sure we can have Dane and probably a few of my other friends on next week as we talk about these trials. Kareem is coming back in here because I'm saying, Kathya, your time is done, Kareem. Yes, I leave the studio.
Stadium is free tomorrow. The National Stadium is free tomorrow.
It has
in the
been
bleachers.
free.
Come out,
It has
come out,
been
come
free.
out.
It has been free. Was free last night as well. Free tonight and free tomorrow. So, yeah. Come out. Let's see our athletes. Guys, we need the people to come out tomorrow. Or 4x4 men. They will be
Need
going
the support.
out for trying to get that mark of 2 minutes 59:12. I think they can do it. Those sub 44 performances.
Andre Watkins.
Yeah, but
who was brilliant last night. But anyways, next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about this next week. Dane, thank you so much. This has been Sports Talk. We do this every Saturday between the 1 to 2 p.m. My name is Kathya Davis. Join me next week, Saturday. We'll have a more fulsome review of the J3A's National Junior and Senior Championships happening yesterday until Sunday. Yeah. Have a good day. Have a fantastic weekend. Caroline Cherry from Spanish Town. Hi. Bye, everyone.